2-year press conference of the Delphi murders that my father, Dennis Ross Armin, bridge guy, killer of Abby and Libby, and my son, the younger composite sketch, are the two main suspects. I turned them in February the 3rd of this year after being homeless for 13 years and getting off of drugs and heroin and getting my life together. I found out this February on his page that he was a Delphi murderer by seeing the video. And this is the 2-year press conference.
Yeah, I thank you for your support and your patience as we go through this case. There are a couple acknowledgments I must introduce today, a couple of folks, department heads that are here. We have Delphi Mayor Shane Evans, Carroll County Prosecutor Rob Ives, Carroll County Sheriff Tobe Lesenby, Delphi Police Chief Steve Mullen, Indiana State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, FBI Assistant Special Agent in Charge Greg Massa, and Captain Dave Burston, Chief Public Information Officer for the Indiana State Police. Obviously, the reason we are here today is to give out information in the double homicide of Liberty German and Abigail Williams. On February 13th, Abigail Williams, 13, and Liberty German, 14, went on a hike at the Delphi Historic Trails. On February 13th, they were reported missing later in the afternoon when they failed to return to a pickup location as a family member returned to pick them up from their hike.
It's probably colder.
After organized searches
up there on that bridge, I would think,
on February 14th, one of those search parties unfortunately found the bodies of the two teens.
Or 20 at least.
Evidence in this case has led investigators to believe this is a double homicide, and that's what we're investigating at this time. Also shown in front of me is an enlarged depiction of a person believed to be the suspect in this case.
That's my son.
We are actively looking for this person. We believe this person is our suspect.
The person on the bridge.
And we would like any information,
is my
regardless
father.
of how small or
So you're
minute
saying
you
my
might believe
son's
that
the killer?
information to be. It might be the
What
one
did Dennis
piece
make him do?
of a very large puzzle that helps us get this person in custody. So please call our tip line, 844-459-5786. And again, I would like, as we go through this press conference, to remind the media there's going to be information that is germane to our investigation that we're not going to release today. But at the end of the press conference, we will have time for question and answers. So as we go through our speakers, I ask you to please hold your questions to the end of the press conference. So at this time, I would like to invite Indiana State Police Superintendent Douglas Carter to the podium.
I love this man. I'd like to give him a kiss on the cheek or on the neck right there like a father, you know. He's so empowering when
Words tend to escape during these periods of times, and I've only had a couple of other situations in my lifetime. I'm able to stand before you and say that. Why Libby?
Why Abby?
Why Abby? Why Delphi? Why Carroll County? Why the region? Why the state? Why even the nation?
Yeah, the nation.
I say that because this is a classic example and a clear example that evil lives amongst us.
Evil. And everybody says, I don't know what that is.
To the family, to the community, the region, the state. As a leader of the Indiana State Police, I say, I am so very sorry. Resources. It's unlikely that any of you will ever see, nor will we ever see or experience again, the level of resources that are attached
to a case,
to this investigation.
Yeah, because it's been going on for 50
to the media.
fucking years.
My
You don't
gosh,
underfucking
all I can say
stand.
is
He's
just
the
give you
Ypsilanti,
my
Michigan
sincere
murders, the
thanks.
shoe tree killer, the
See,
alphabet
this isn't like
murders.
TV.
I've linked my family to those places.
There's a perception that this can be solved very quickly. Anything that we do can
This
be
ain't a
solved very
TV
quickly.
show.
But this is a testament that it can't, and we need you. We've needed you since last week. We need you today, and we need you tomorrow. And likely, we'll need the media all across this nation. So from a simple guy like me to you, I say thank you. To the people dressed funny like me and those that represent the law enforcement profession, please understand we're human beings just like you.
I mean, I went to jail whenever I've done
Stand
stupid
anywhere in the
shit,
nation
and I
with people
deserve
standing
it.
behind me.
I deserve it. It's probably best.
And I would suggest to you that every time something like this happens, a little piece of us dies as well.
A big part of me dies.
But I also want you to understand how committed we are
I'm trying to stay strong for Abby and Libby, man.
as a
I know I
collective
shouldn't
one.
say that because my father killed him.
As a collective one.
I'm
and
the
we will
only one that
continue.
cares this much other than families, man, and the police.
This has been briefed all the way up to the director of the FBI, Director Comey, and Greg Mass is going to talk a little bit about that. I've had an opportunity to speak to my boss, Governor Eric Holcomb, a couple of different times about the situation. And every time I do, I see this look that comes over his face, just like yours in this community's. And that's the unfortunate experience of experiencing evil. We're not stopping.
We're not stopping.
The poster in front of you. Someone knows who this individual is.
Yeah, it's my son.
Someone knows who this individual is.
Michael Harmon. Georgetown,
Is it a family member?
Is it a friend? Is it a neighbor?
Is it a neighbor? Is it an acquaintance? Is it an associate?
That guy down the street.
Or maybe that one guy that lives over at that one place that just
seems a little off.
Kind of not right. Maybe it's his jeans. Maybe it's his jacket or his sweatshirt.
All of that I've proven.
Maybe it's his shirt tail.
The maroon
Maybe it's
shirt,
his posture.
4490 Pleasure Ridge Road, Southeast.
Maybe it's the right hand in his pocket.
Yep. It's the same thing as the.
You see, even with technology, we need human intelligence.
Murders in
other words, we
Rochester.
need you.
Same thing. Blue coat, hands in the pocket.
I'm not suggesting that science, that everything that we can do is science.
Takes the body somewhere else to an abandoned place, brings them back after he's cleaned and done whatever, and poses them, sticks stuff in them. Fucking don't think I ain't done my homework.
Abby and Libby deserve us.
Yes, they do.
They deserve every single one of us, and not just the people standing up here on the stage.
I wish
have given so much of their lives,
somebody
and
get
not
him
just
on
this,
video
but
and,
to this
and find
profession,
out who he
each
is.
and every one of you.
And that's the one thing I
Each
try
and every
not to think
person
about. And I
listening,
won't talk about.
watching,
you know,
or seeing this in some form. We need you.
It's too bad that that's
Libby and Abby need you.
the video.
Please do not rationalize tips
at least
away.
I found out before he died.
Rationalize
He didn't go
what
to
you
his
think
grave.
that might not
He's
be
probably got a
important
manifesto
away.
with all the. Look at Georgetown, Indiana, Dennis Harmon, Google.
By thinking he
411. It'll
would
tell
never do
everywhere he's
that
lived,
to another human
houses, his email addresses. There's a manifesto somewhere.
Or think what I know doesn't
Pleasure
matter.
Ridge Road, Southeast Court in Indiana. 4490 Pleasure
But
Ridge
folks
Road,
like the
South
people that are standing
East Court
behind
in
me
Indiana.
with such incredible
Look at
passion,
the cell of
and
that
commitment and
house.
dedication
The pictures,
to this profession
the
make that
pool,
determination.
where the pool was, that used to be a burn spot. There's lumps of
Tips
dirt.
are anonymous.
I wonder what's buried
Some
out
might
there.
not want to talk about it because they don't want to get
Harrison
involved.
County, Indiana.
Because they know the individual. Again, he may be a family member.
Yep.
Probably has family.
Yep.
No one will ever know.
No one will ever know.
No one will
Well,
ever know.
I didn't.
There's not an agency on the planet better than helping us facilitate this than the FBI. And they're as entrenched in this as anybody. No one will know. As poor as this picture is,
Someone knows who this is.
somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
And if you're watching,
We're coming.
we'll find you. Who's next?
Who's next? That's what he says on his
I hate
tweet.
to ask you that question. I'd
It
give
could
my
be your
life
kid.
to not have to.
He leaves notes and he leaves stuff to say, I'm going to do it
But I know you've
again.
asked yourself that
He's
very
been
question.
doing it. Just
We
like
must
April
recognize it. You see, we're all
Tinsley.
the same. We're all
Maybe
human beings.
that guy knew. See, ever since
We must keep our resolve
the Golden State
for Libby and
murders
Abby,
and April
for this community,
or April Tinsley, Linda
and frankly,
Welding,
to ensure
all this
that
shit,
good
man.
trumps
You don't
evil.
even fucking know what I know. You want to know what I know.
And it
Someday you will.
You're going to hear more in just a minute about what we know. Do not discount the voice that you'll hear. We will stay committed, with resolve very, very rarely exhibited with human behavior, until this conclusion.
Yeah, it's different. What
Please
he
be
did to
patient.
them is sick
Become our
fucking
partners.
shit. In my
Communicate
family's
with us
covering.
as often as you can. And now, from a very humble servant